Okay, so I guess I was asked enough times to do a tutorial on this that I'm actually going to make a tutorial. So welcome to my first tutorial. I hope I don't mess everything up like I do with everything. Alright, so welcome to my tutorial on SFM. The basics, like the bare basics, because I really don't know that much about SFM, but maybe I'm not the best person to make a tutorial. First things first, open SourceFlimmaker, aka SFM. I'm just going to call it SFM for the sake of convenience, and that's what I usually call it. So, open SFM. Usually takes a couple of years to open. Okay, so after a couple of years, this will open and you will be greeted with this. You can change the name of whatever you want. Just change it to whatever you want. And you choose where you want it to be saved. This is where you choose to where you want it to be saved. Change the frame rate. I usually don't mess with this because it's fine the way it is. But, I mean, if you're a perfectionist, you can change it. Here you can open stuff or open your most recent project. But to actually start making stuff, click the Create button. So then you'll be taken to this. It's just like a big black screen with the red lettering, no map loaded. That's perfectly normal. Please don't freak out. Actually, you should expect to see this. If you don't, that's not normal. So what you just have to do is right click and click load map. And you will be taken to a list of maps you can load. These are mostly Team Fortress 2 maps, I think. For the sake of convenience, I'm just gonna do the basic stage map. You can search it here. Stage. Boom. There's stage map. Stage is basically just a giant white box. But everything else looks a bit more lively. It actually has actual scenery, but yeah. So, if you click on a map and you have a crappy computer like mine, it might take a couple of years to load the map. So you just gotta wait for that. Alright, and then you will be taken to your map. If you hold the click key, the left click button, and you drag, you can look around. That's pretty cool, right? But, so, yeah, duh, first you have to add some characters to it, duh. So you go over here, and then you press the plus, and then you click Create Animation Set for New Model. And then you will be taken to here. Here's all the models that you can use. Look at all of these models. For this tutorial, I will just use something from Team Fortress 2, because there seems to be a lot of Team Fortress 2 stuff in SFM, don't you think? I think you can, what is this? That's gross. I don't want to use that as my character. Okay, yeah, if you want someone, just for now, let's go to the player folder, I don't know, and click a character, engineer, demo, I don't care. For this tutorial, I'll use demo. He was the first guy. And here you go, demo guy. Ta-da! You can still look around, just in case you were worried. And use the WASD keys to move back and forth. Well, you can also drag, and that's how you move your camera. Yeah. So, after that, I guess, yeah, after that. So, well, of course, duh, you want to make the demo man, or whoever the heck you put in the stage, move, right? Of course. So, for this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to use the graph editor, because I don't know how to use the motion editor. But down here, you see 3 little buttons. If you putz around on them with your mouse, they will tell you what they are. This is a clip editor, this is a graph editor, this is a motion editor. Let's go into graph editor, okay? Okay. And so, in the graph editor, if you press the control key, press the control key with your mouse pointer inside of your camera, you can see all of their bones. You can see your character's bones. Click on one. You click on one, and now you have that bone selected. That's pretty neat. these buttons here, you can use this to manipulate the bones. You can rotate them. Ta-da! That's really not a good bone to demonstrate on. Okay, upper arm bone. You can rotate it. You can move it. Yeah, and it just kind of stretches if you do that. And yeah, that's what you do. So, if you want it to, how do I explain this? Okay, so down here you see this timeline. You can add key points. You can drag this along. You can add key points. That's pretty cool, but what do they do? Well, I don't know. I mean, if you had any experience on key points, then, I mean, okay, so first you can zoom in with the scroll wheel on your mouse. Yeah. But anyway, key points. So, you can... So let's say, okay, I really need to stop being stupid. Okay, so let's just say that his arm started out here, and at a certain point, I want his arm to move up here. Well, that's pretty easy. Shoot, I just did it and I didn't even explain how. I wasn't even trying, I'm really sorry. Alright, so let's just pretend that didn't happen. Okay, so your playhead. First, to go back to the beginning of the thing, of the movie, sure, of the clip. You press this left bracket button and it will take you all the way back to the start. That's where you want to start, that's good. So, you move the playhead over to where you want his arm to stop moving, and then you move it to the place where you want his arm to be at that position of the movie. So this is like the first second, the second second, yeah, and this is the start. So if I want his arm to be here, his arm will be here at the start, and then since I moved his arm at that part of when my playhead was there, his arm moves to there at that part. I hope I explained that well, but okay, let's play it. Yeah, that kind of looks weird because SFM does this kind of weird thing where it kind of just does that, even though you didn't want it to do that, and it's honestly kind of annoying. I think there's a way to fix it. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know how to fix it. Let's just remove this key and see if it fixes a problem. It doesn't! It still looks stupid! But anyway, that's the basic idea. I hope I explained that well. So yeah, just press Control to look at the bones. You click them and release Control, and you can rotate them or move them, and you add you can add a key point by pressing this button, and then, oh gosh, what happened to my voice? And then you can add another one. Like, you can add the exact same thing, and SFM wouldn't even care. You can move another one, and then add it, and then move it, and then everything would be fine and dandy. Like, I hope this is kind of hard to explain, so please just watch. I will just watch, and just watch. Just pay close attention to what I'm doing, and what is actually happening if I suck at explaining things, which I do. So yeah, do you kind of see what happened there? I hope so, because I really don't know I really don't know how to do, like, anything. So let's watch our beautiful movements, shall we? Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! It is like I am watching a Pixar movie. Now, to add a finishing touch, let's go to his neck. Add a key point. Move it all the way up just for the heck of it. Yeah! That is what you do in an SFM movie. That's normally what happens. That's pretty cool. If you want to move the entire model, usually there's a root transform bone at near where their feet are. If you move it, it will do this. You can move the entire model. That's pretty cool. But, however, in some models, if you move the root transform, then everything will become willy wonky, and I wish I could demonstrate it, but it's not doing it. These models are too good. But if you move the root transform in Graph Editor sometimes, the model becomes all Wonka, Willy Wonka. You don't want that. So you go into Motion Editor and then move it, and then everything is all fine. Some models though, not all models, like this one. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so how do they look at a certain spot? Because right now you're just kind of looking down, and that's not an okay thing. Oops. So sometimes, I hope so, you go into here. This is where all of the everything is located. You click your model. You click your model that you're editing. You click the plus, and hopefully there is a face category. You click on the face category, and over here there are eye posing things. You can move the man. You can move the eyes up and down, and just like the bones, you can make it at a certain point. And maybe I shouldn't have moved the head, but anyway, at a certain point, and then at the next point, you make it down, left and right. I don't care. It's your FSM movie, not mine. See, that's what happens, and that's good. That's good. How do you change their facial expression? That's a good question. The same thing like editing your eyes and your bones, but mostly your eyes. Go into here, and go into here, and then upper face. Usually there's things. What the heck is this? Usually there's things, you can edit it. That's pretty cool. It does that for you. It's just like editing. Oh, what is that? It's just kind of like editing bones and eyes. You can move it. You can move the playhead, and then do that, and then it changes like that. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, besides the lag, because my computer is crap, yeah. There you go. There you go. But wait, you say, how do I adjust the camera? Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty easy. Okay. So first, in your shot, you press plus, just like you're adding a new model, except you're not. You click create animation set for new camera, and then you create a new camera. Ta-da! And then, so yeah, you create a new camera, yeah, sure. And then you go over to here where it says work camera, except you press the down arrow, and then change scene camera. And then you click on the name of the camera that you just created, and oh, that's not a good shot. And well, yeah, right now, basically though, you are looking at what camera 2 is looking at, or whatever the name of the camera you just created is. So to move it, you just go into Graph Editor or Motion Editor and move it just the same way you do like the normal work camera. And you can move it around. And then just like bones, you can move the playhead, and then move the camera to somewhere, and then the camera will move that way. Isn't that the bee's knees? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. But just like bones, the camera can act kind of drunk. Look at this. I mean, honestly, that's kind of cool. It kind of makes it look cooler, but sometimes you don't want that. You just don't want that. But wait, you also say, what if there is a white line going through my thing, and I don't want the white line? Yeah, nobody wants the white line. So basically what you gotta do is go into Motion Editor, and then go over here to where it says bloom scale, and drag it all the way down, and poof, no bloom scale, no white line, no dumb, anywhere. You win! Ta-da! 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 So, you also say, speaking of cameras, how do I make the camera jump from one spot to another? I don't know what that's called, but I know what you mean. Have no fret. So first, you go into Clip Editor, and then you move the playhead to where you want the camera to, like, at the time you want the camera to change. And then you press B. And you will see that it has split into two. You click the latter one. In this case it's shot 2. I don't know what it's called. So yeah, shot 2. There you go. And you just create another camera just like you did last time. And just like you did last time, you change the scene camera, and just like you did last time, you go into Graph Editor, and first you have to click camera 3, and then you go into Graph Editor, and then you move it around. And yeah, and look, isn't that snazzy? And just like last time, you have to go into Motion Editor and remove the bloom scale. So let's look at our beautiful... Oh wait, no, hold on. But you might also notice that if you press this little left bracket button, it will take you to the end of this shot instead of all the way to the end of the movie. Well, to do that, you just have to click this button, and then it will take you all the way to the end of the movie. Yeah. So let's see what it looks like so far. Let's see our masterpiece. Oh, I've never seen anything more beautiful in my life. Good. We did good so far. I hope you're keeping up with me, because I don't even think what I'm saying makes sense to me anymore. Adding sound. To add sound, you just go into Clip Editor, and then you just scroll down, and then you see these green things. Dialogue, music, and effects. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what you import your music into. You just right-click and add clip to track. And you have a bunch of all of these things. How do you add your own clips into it? Well, that's easy. But let's not talk about that right now. Let's just import a sound. Ta-da, here's your sound. You can move it around to where you want it to start. You can, I think you can... hold on. Okay, seriously, what is this? Why does it keep repeating? Okay, and you can make it shorter, you can make it longer. It's kind of like a basic thing. You might want to move it to the start of the video, though. So that... Just kidding, that's not the start of the video. You might want to move it to the start of the video. There we go. There we go. Music. In your SFM. Wait, no. Move it to the beginning of the video. Music in your SFM video. Congratulations! That's basically it, I hope. Yeah. So, how about adding your own stuff to SFM, whom? Right. Righto. Right on. So, to do that, you must find the directory. This is for the Windows computer. I don't have a Mac. I don't know how Macs work. But first, you go to Computer. And then you go to C:, and then you go to Program Files x86. And then you go to Steam. And then you go to SteamApps. And then you go to Common. And then you go to SourceFlimmaker. And then you go to Game. And then you go to usermod. And here, you just place all the stuff that you got. You just place all the good stuff that you got in the corresponding folder. If you wanted to put a sound in there, you would put it in the sound folder. So, let's say that I wanted to take something, music. Let's say I wanted Anamanaguchi's Helix Nebula that I have on my computer for some reason, and I want to put it into SFM. I take that, and I copy it, and then I paste it into that, and there you go. And then there you go. And then you just add clip to track, and then it should be there. If it's not, click the rescan button, and then it should be there. And then you can put it in your SFM video. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and that's basically how you do it. But how do you import models and stuff? Well, please don't expect to know how to make models, because not even I know how to do that. But you can get models off of the SFM workshop. SFM Workshop. How you get here is beyond me. I usually just Google it. And down here, you can just look at specifically what you want. Map, a particle, a script. What even are these things? I want a model. Yes. And here you have a bunch of models. Let's say I wanted a Wii U gamepad. That's boring. I wanted the Tails doll in my video. I wanted it in my SFM right now. I need it. You just click on it, and then you click the green subscribe button. I mean, I guess this is basic stuff if you don't know how to use Steam, if you know how to use Steam. But this, yeah, you click it, and then subscribed. And then there you go. I'm not actually going to click it, PS. And then it should be subscribed. And then you create a new animation set for model. And then you rescan. And then you go here into Workshop. And then it should be here once it loads. And then you should see your subscription, and then it should be there. And then you can import the model. Look at, this is the stuff I imported, isn't it cool? Sonic stuff. This is pretty cool. That's basically it, I think. I actually hope that's it. I think that's all you need to know. Let's watch our beautiful video one last time. We made that, guys. We made that with teamwork and tutorial editing. So I hope you understood something from this tutorial, because I certainly didn't. Once again, this is a very basic tutorial for very basic SFM stuff. Please do not go to me for anything else that is not simple, because I'm still pretty much a beginner at SFM. Yeah. So, good night, everyone. Good night, everyone. Hope it's not morning for you. Good night, everyone.